It's very enlightening, to say the least. And it's based on true stories. And to this day, they have not deviated from their statements. Okay, Fire in the Sky may have featured a hair-raising and accurate alien abduction scene, but it took more liberties with the material than Travis Walton would have preferred. But in 1975, Walton was working in Turkey Springs, Arizona. Yes, I love the movie. I think it's a well-made movie. But he was working in Turkey Springs, Arizona, when a blinding light caught his attention. He and his coworkers pursued the source, which he claimed was the most awesome, incredible sight we had seen in our entire lives. According to Walton, the light emanated from an alien spacecraft. While his friends remained cautious, Walton approached the ship before being blasted by a powerful energy beam. The explosion sent the other men fleeing for their lives as they assumed Walton was dead. 5 days later, he was found in a local phone booth, too shaken up to discuss what happened. As his book and the movie of the same name made clear, Fire in the Sky led to his abduction at the hands of benevolent aliens. This movie, yeah, it was freaky. But this movie was so well done. I really think it was. And the fact that years later, after the movie, that they stuck to that story no matter what. And it ended up, they ended up believing them. They passed the lie detector test. There was no reason for them to lie. And what they went through after that was, I thought that was just so wrong what happened. But excellent, excellent movie. So if you have not seen it, please do so. You will not be disappointed. Okay. Had to get something to drink there. Sorry. But yes, excellent movie. Very good. Yes. No variations at all. No, and that was the really freaky part. But yeah. And everything that happened to him that, didn't, he never lied. So there you go. Okay, next up, Stranger Things, of course. At one time, Stranger Things was called Montauk. The original name derives from the series of U.S. military experiments executed on the tip of Long Island at a site called Camp Hero. This World War II era facility featured massive radar dishes, concrete bunkers, and more. The Duffer Brothers apparently decided to change the name of the show to relax any potential association between the adventures of Eleven and the actual Montauk Project. While rumors of psychological testing and experimentation have addled Camp Hero since the 80s, a man named Preston Nichols, author of the book The Montauk Project, Experiments in Time, it's called the they were so it was done so well. It really was. This is called the book The Montauk Project. And again, I'm typing. I can't talk and type at the same time, or I'll type what I'm talking about. Wow, I typed it, but it didn't come out right. Wow, good thing I didn't post that. That is the name of it. Okay. Experiments in Time. Claims to have been a direct recipient of the project's sketchy science, which saw him interacting with extra-dimensional portals. Here we go. Extra-dimensional portals and even summoning monsters. Needless to say, the secrets unleashed in Nichols' book make Stranger Things look positively normal. Preston Nichols is the author. So look this up. Wow, that What I'm typing is not coming up. There you go. Preston Nichols is the author of that. And compared to Stranger Things, Stranger Things looks normal. And later, in a couple of weeks, I may wait till after The Walking Dead season is over to go into Project Blue Book. That series, Project Blue Book, I loved that series. It was really... do you guys remember Project Blue Book? Where it's supposed to be declassified incidents. Do you remember that, Lori, by chance? They were supposed to take actual incidents that happened from it declassified. Okay, next up, X-Files 731. The X-Files never lacked in intrigue, but where it combined real stories with the supernatural, it really excelled. And of course, we still love the X-Files. Mulder and Scully had a number of real-life run-ins, but nothing could top the case in Unit 731, which saw them investigating Japanese scientists who experimented on detained aliens in cruel and unusual ways. Yeah, not interested. You weren't interested in that one? I thought it was pretty interesting, actually, some of it. I think they really pick and chose some of the softer ones, you know what I mean? Anyway, Unit 731 saw them investigating Japanese scientists who experimented on detained aliens in cruel and unusual ways. Their ultimate goal was to construct alien-human hybrids to better defend against extraterrestrial attack. Yeah, you're right, in the X-Files. Though some of the imagery in the show is hard to stomach, it's nothing compared to there was a real Unit 731 that saw the Japanese army treat men and women as science experiments through the 30s and 40s. In testing the limits of humankind, they hoped to develop a truly devastating diseases for biological warfare. Unit 731 tested and killed over 3,000 prisoners in indescribable ways, from frostbite testing to vivisection, exposing inmates to anthrax, bubonic plague, and more. So, Unit 731... Oh, you're not? Really? Oh, I love the X-Files. I love Mulder and Scully. I thought Scully was awesome. She was the level-headed one, but it's back on. Although right now I can't get 36 because it left DirecTV, so... Which I'm not going into because I'm really ticked off about it. But anyway, I love the X-Files. But in this episode, Unit 731 actually existed. It was a real Unit 731 where the Japanese did do this. More than 3,000 prisoners in indescribable ways. That's just, I can't even wrap my head around what they did to these people. Absolutely not. So... but that episode is based on fact. So, there you go. Up next, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind is not based on any single event. It is a culmination of years of government research into thousands of UFO sightings. Witness testimony is at the very heart of the movie. As the famed director prepared to make Close Encounters, he hired Dr. Allen Hynek, an esteemed astronomer who helped develop the classification system for the various types of alien encounters. The requirements for the third encounter, that being of official contact with an alien being, would eventually become the title of Spielberg's film. Though Hynek started his research into UFOs as avowed skeptic, the abundance of sightings from across the U.S. convinced him such visitations were unquestionably real. They are older for sure. Yeah. Yeah, they both look like, they've lived a life, that's for sure. Both of them, as far as that goes. So, okay. The sightings from across the U.S. convinced him visitations were unquestionably real. Hynek's involvement with Spielberg gave him the film a relative air of authenticity, so much that NASA wrote the director agreed about the alleged danger of making such a film. As Spielberg quipped, "If NASA took the time to write me a 20-page letter, then I knew there must be something happening." Something going on there, yeah. I don't know. Why do people do that? I don't get it. Because most of it goes wrong. They both look like they've been living the life. Do they not? Absolutely. So NASA wrote Spielberg a screed about the alleged danger of making this film. So, wow, if NASA takes the time to do this, he knew there was something to it. So there you go. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Why would they even care if there was not anything to it? Really think about that for a minute. Okay? Roswell, of course. In 1947, an officer of the Roswell Army Airfield claimed that the 509th Operations Group had acquired a flying disc that crash-landed in New Mexico. As the Sacramento Bee detailed on July 8th, and I quote, "The many rumors regarding the flying disc became a reality yesterday when the intelligence office of the 509th was fortunate enough to gain possession of a disc through the cooperation of one of the local ranchers. And in the months and years that followed, hundreds of theories and hoaxes spun out of this madness. Countless books and movies, including the 1994 TV movie Roswell, challenged the convenient theory that a weather balloon was mistaken for a flying saucer." Now, I'm sorry, I may not be the brightest crayon in the box, but I think I could tell a weather balloon from a disc. So I don't even know why they bothered with that. But anyway, it stars Kyle MacLachlan from Twin Peaks and Martin Sheen, of course, from Apocalypse Now. Roswell presents a compelling case. The U.S. military not only captured a flying saucer, but an entire alien crew along with it. And to go on with that, some of the people from Roswell that worked there at the time at the facility have cooperated that there was actually, they had aliens and there was a flying saucer. It really makes you think, as far as our technology goes, did we get some of this info from somewhere else that we're using the technology from? Okay, did scientists and our geeks and everybody just come up with some of this, or was there a basis somewhere along the line for all of this? So think about that, because it kind of comes in spurts. It's like they don't want to give us all this at one time. They'll give it to us in little increments. So, I really wonder about that. I really do. So, that was called Roswell. It's a 1994 movie, TV movie. So, and last but not least, we have Communion. And of course, the wonderful Christopher Walken, leave it to him to play a character who gets abducted by aliens. And however outlandish the story may be, Communion is based on the book by alleged alien survivor Whitley Strieber. Do you remember Whitley? I remember, oh my God, how could I forget Whitley Strieber? The 1989 movie closely follows Strieber's impassioned claims. As Strieber described in his book, the trouble started in 1985 when he awoke in the middle of the night to find a diminutive alien charging at his bed. Though he panicked in the heat of the moment, he woke up the next morning in one piece, if not a little disgruntled. As Strieber went steadily insane over the weeks that followed, and these are moments Christopher Walken had no problem playing in the movie, he learns he had already been abducted. After working with a therapist, Strieber recalled his repressed memories with his alien abductors and attempted to come to some level of peace.